Okay, so as we jump in, I'm going to remind you guys that your loved ones are talking to you, not me. They don't care if I understand this information or not. I am the medium, which means the person in between, the channel, if you will. My job is to bring you the messages that they are showing me so that you get the message they want you to get. But I need you to keep in mind that they aren't talking to me, they're talking to you. Your loved ones are not gone. They're still here. They're just very high vibrational energy. They vibrate so fast that you can't see through, that you can't see them. They become invisible, like the blades of a fan. The faster they vibrate, the more invisible they become. So when you connect with me, they are connecting with me and communicating with me through that invisible energy. And the way that we interpret that energy is through senses: sight, touch, taste, smell, sound, whatever that might be. So when I connect with you, they are going to highlight whatever sense it is, and they are going to play things from what I call my library, which is my thoughts, my feelings, and my experiences. And they will show me whatever it is that they need to show me to get me to say what they need me to say, so you get the message they need you to get. But you have to understand that I'm not in your life, so I don't know why they're telling me to say certain things. We have to work together to be able to understand this. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. Connecting to somebody recently, actually, my newest favorite example, I had a husband and wife come, and the husband's mother was on the other side, and his mom kept showing me hot peppers and giving me hot peppers to give to his wife. I thought maybe she was calling her a hot tamale or something. But when I said she's giving you hot peppers, she started laughing, and he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, how do you understand hot peppers? A few days before that, the wife had gone garden raiding and stole 3 bags of hot peppers with the husband's sister. So the mom on the other side is coming through talking about hot peppers because it's their way of saying, see, I'm with you. I see what's going on in your world right now. When they connect with me, for them, they are going to, let me say that better. When I connect with them, the things that they are going to bring up are the things that are going to prove that they are with you, that they see what's going on in your world. For them, it's not about predicting what's coming up in your world. It's not about guessing which sign or symbol you wrote down on a piece of paper before we started here today. They are going to bring up conversations you've had that you didn't think anyone's listening to. They're going to bring up very random things like hot peppers that you didn't think anybody should know, things I can't know, so that you know they are there. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is that when they connect with me, they don't step forward with their name, address, and phone number. They step forward with their energy, and they will show me whatever sign or symbol it is that they have to show me, because they don't speak English, French, Spanish, nothing like that. They speak signs and symbols and energy. So they will show it to me whatever way they have to show it to me to get me to say what they need me to say, so you get the message they need you to get. But if I'm bringing you this message like hot peppers, and I'm like, why do they keep showing me hot peppers? And you're like, I don't know, you tell me. We're going to be here a while, and I'm going to think that she's calling you a hot tamale, because they're not talking to me, they're talking to you. I'm just the translator. I don't get the backstory why they're telling me to say certain things. Does that make sense? Okay, last but not least, I want to remind you that when I come to you and I do the connection exercise, that your loved ones are going to tell me how they passed from their experience, not from yours. They don't step forward and tell me what kind of cancer they passed from. Or, for example, the father figure I just read earlier today, he had Alzheimer's and dementia and deep stages of it. So he didn't step forward and tell me he had Alzheimer's and dementia. He stepped forward and told me that he was not able to communicate before he passed, and his last memory was that he took one last breath and was on the other side. Now that was confusing to them, because they're like, no, he had dementia, so why would he have the breathing thing? It's like, well, that's his last memory. You see where I'm going with this? Okay, so I got to start up here, because Christina, I've got to get you smiling again. Listen, you got to stop looking at this as defeat. This is not defeat. I'm going to tell you guys a little story right now, okay? We're going to title this story The Cockroach Hotel. I know that's a terrible name, but this is what's going on in your life. You are being supported. You are being guided. Just because this has been rerouted, this trial around you for your son has been rerouted, does not mean that it is being sidetracked, that it is being tanked, that justice is not coming in. It means quite the opposite. So let me explain what I mean by that, okay? So you have to understand how the universe works. It takes you one step at a time. And sometimes we think we just go from here to there. But God's plan goes like this. And then you end up there. I'm going to share as quickly as I can. I'm going to share a really traumatic experience that recently happened in my life that will help you better understand what is going on in your life. Okay. So, as I've explained recently, I have been asked by my landlord to leave my house because he needs it back. He needs to move in. He's going through a hard time. So, fine. I've been looking for a house. I thought I found the perfect house. Let me tell you, it was perfect. It was everything that I was looking for. And somebody was willing to overlook the fact that I'm self-employed and single and all those things that they hate on a rental application. Anyway, I signed the lease, I paid the damage deposit and the first month's rent, which, let me tell you, in today's day and age is a disgusting, grotesque amount of money. And I got the keys and I went to take my kids to see their new house. Thank God I did that before we got movers in there, because that house was infested with cockroaches. Floor to ceiling. They were on the walls, they were on the blinds, they were on the floor, they were everywhere. Now I'm going, God, I don't understand. I asked you. Here's the thing. Before I went to that house, I said, God, lead me to the house that I'm supposed to be in. And if this is the right house, give me a sign, make it big so that it gets my attention. How many times have you heard me say this? And I said, God, if it's the right one for me, give me a sign that's big and gets my attention, and make it green, just so I'll know. So the address of that house, I won't give the exact address of the flea bag house, but it ended in green. It was something green. I was like, oh my gosh, that's big. That gets my attention. That's my house. So when I saw the roaches, I'm like, what the heck? I don't understand. You freaking led me there. What is going on? And I heard him say, Tracy, relax. We still got this. You're going to get your money back. And I did. The very next day, that man gave me my money back. And I tore up that lease faster than you can say pickle. And then he said, listen, that man doesn't, either he's incompetently dangerous because he doesn't have the knowledge to spray the house and keep it safe so that nobody else is infected, or he's willfully dangerous. Either way, you need to call the health board and make sure that nobody else is affected by that. I know this is a little detour for you, but I know you can handle it. And who else is going to protect those people? Thank you for doing this for me. I promise you the reward will be great. Okay, fine. So I do that. Now, when I go to sign my lease, or I missed a part. So now when I go to look on RentFaster for a house again, the thing about when I signed that lease was that landlord, when I sat down to sign the lease, he added a couple $100 onto the lease because I have cats. He's like, instead of charging a pet deposit, because that's illegal, I'm just adding $200 onto the rent. So you're good with that, right? As if I'm going to say no, everybody else has turned me down. I'm like, fine. What that did was it made me stretch my budget more than I thought I could do. But my kids and I all talked about it. We're like, yeah, we can make this work. So because I had that experience, I knew I could afford a little bit higher of a budget. So I put into RentFaster just a little bit higher of a budget. And I was led to the most, I won't say the most beautiful house in the world, but I will say the most perfect house in the world. And it's in a lake community. So now I get lake access. And everything has lined up perfectly so that this man's been, I don't have the keys quite yet, but all the papers are en route. And this is about to be my house. Long story short, the message behind this is that sometimes when we ask God for something, he has to lead us on the path that will bring it to us. But for me, for example, with my house hunting, I was $200 short of my house. I wasn't ever going to find my house because I wasn't putting it into my search parameters. So what he did was he took me to another spot that seemed bad at first, but it helped a lot of people that way. And it helped me raise my search parameters so that the house that was for me lined right up. Do you see what I'm saying? This is not something bad happening to you. This is protection for you. And the reason why I say that is because God and your loved ones up there can see things you can't. They can see the future. They can see which direction things have to go. How do you know that the prosecutor or the judge or some player in this situation, you need to have this person, not that person? Do you see what I'm trying to say? They see the pieces that need to be in place. Your job is to trust God. Did you see the post that I posted yesterday about the bumper sticker?
Yes.
Now you got the backstory. So now you got the backstory on after Fleabag roach infested hotel. I'm like, okay, God, send me a sign this time that I can't miss that shows me that you got my back. And what did I line up with? Relax. God is in control. Your anxiety is coming from the fact that it was not what you expected. You want justice right now, and I get that. But I want you to understand, but the point is justice. And that they are going to walk that path whatever way they have to. And even if they have to redirect you a little bit so that it lines up better. Do you see what I'm saying? Trust them. I promise this is lining up for you, not to you. Do you see what I'm saying?
Just hard.
I know. I can't imagine, sweetie. Can't imagine. So now that I've said all that, I don't even have to connect to your loved ones to be able to say all that to you. I needed to give that to you because it's an alignment thing. Trust me, I didn't sleep the entire night that I went to that Fleabag roach infested hotel. When you say it's hard, I know what you mean. It's hard. It's like it burns your brain. But you got to talk back to that voice, kiddo. You got to say, it's not hard. I trust God. God, show me I can trust you. Ask him for signs. Ask them to send you whatever you need to build the trust. Do you see what I'm saying? And keep focusing on what you need to do to get to trust, to get to faith, to get to justice. Don't allow yourself to sit and milk the feelings of hard. You got to talk back to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had sat in that anger of the Fleabag Hotel for very long, I would have missed the opportunity to line up with this house. Your little boy is like, can we go to me now? I just see the old man and the little boy. So let's do this. You ready?
Yeah.
Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Oh, you have a grandma on the other side too. That's who I'm picking up. There's quite a few women here today, so here we go. You ready for the puzzle dump? Ready for the puzzle dump, hun?
Yes.
See, I know I've read for you before. I know your son's on the other side. I even remember how he passed. I don't remember anything other than that. I know the father figure stepping forward, but it feels like grandfather. And he's bringing forward the mother figure. Now, what's interesting is he brings her forward. She's validating how she passed. Now, if you've ever seen me read before, usually once or twice, the first time or two that I've read for you, they will validate how they passed. But after that, they stop doing that because they tell me that quit asking me to do that. Do you know what I mean? She's validating how she passed. So I don't know if that means that I haven't connected with her before or not recently. She's making, it is definitely coming from her. She's making my lips so dry. I'm so thirsty, I can't even handle it. I drank an entire one of these before we started and I had to fill it up again. It's already half gone and we barely started. So this meat, remember how I said that they will make me feel what they felt before they passed? This lady shows me the body scan, which is more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. I see the holding of the hand, which is my symbol that somebody was with me before I passed. And I feel like I'm in a hospital bed. I think this is your grandmother attached to the grandfather that's coming forward that I've read for a number of times before. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Why is she so thirsty?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness sake. Was she unconscious for some time?
I don't know. She passed away in the nursing home.
Got ya.
And I wasn't there. I was at work, so.
She's kind of funny when you say that. She's like, thank God it wasn't pretty. But she's funny because she's like, all I remember is just not being like that thirst is thick. Slow that down. And it's funny because you were smoking when we started and I smell cigarette smoke all over them. And I'm like, is this because you're with her? Or is that because your guys are smoking on the other side? I think it could even be both. Are they both smokers as well?
Grandpa was.
So she's with grandpa because she's covered in smoke. And I'm like, is that because you? When they're around smokers, they get covered in smoke. They have your son on that side. They just said keep writing. Keep writing. Keep writing. Keep writing. Keep writing. I feel like you're writing to your son or you're writing to them. Do you know what I mean?
I'm writing the impact statement, but I thought I was done, but I guess they want me to write more.
Not for them. Here's the thing. This is why I say it feels like to your son or to yourself. They're talking about keep writing, not as in to give it to them, but writing it out in order to.
Get it out there.
Yes, and to heal it. Here's the thing, write your anger. Can I give you a little homework? Your grandma just put the pen in your hand and she said, write out all your pain, write out all the hate, write out all the anger, and then burn that sucker. Because when you burn it, you transmute it into something more positive. It's like when you put a hot water on the stove and you turn it on, it transmutes into steam. It doesn't just disappear. It transmutes into steam. When you take all of that negative energy and you put it into a piece of paper and burn it, you transmute it, release it, and then write all the blessings. Write to them, thank you for bringing me justice. I trust you and I have faith that it's happening. And if you're redirecting me, it's for a very good cause. I will trust you. Write that down. Don't burn that. Keep that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He said he sent you a lucky dime. Slow that down. And I said,
Crap.
crap what?
I don't know what I did with the dime.
But you know what he's talking about?
I find dimes all the time. All
So
the time. Like I
definitely,
dropped a dime today in Stewart's, but it was the dime I already had in my hand, but I dropped it accidentally.
and he keeps showing me little, either not baby shoes. He's a toddler, correct? He's like a year and a half when he passed, right? I'm
He's
seeing
nice.
little shoes. I don't know why he's showing me the shoes, unless you were touching them recently, holding them, something like this.
I only have one shoe because the nights that I went to pick him up, I had one shoe and I tried to get the other shoe from the babysitter and she was like, don't worry about the shoe, just go with him in the hospital. But something told me to get the other shoe. But I just went about my business and now I only have one of his shoes. And it was his first pair of shoes.
He knows you have that one. This is why he's bringing up the shoes. And this is what I mean when I say they're not talking to me, they're talking to you. And they're going to bring up whatever they need to bring up to prove A, that they're here, and B, to bring healing to whatever they have to bring healing to. It's funny because he's like, just buy me some new ones, buy me some new shoes. You can buy me new shoes. He's good with that. I keep seeing Nikes. Like, I don't know if those are Nike
It was
shoes.
they were Nikes.
So don't be surprised if you're out shopping one day and you see a pair of Nikes his size that are like 50 or 70% off or something. It'll be some insane, bizarre deal. And even though you don't have another child right now that age, you're still going to be like, oh, that reminds me of him. Buy those shoes because he wants you to have shoes that remember him here, not him dead. Those shoes kind of remind you of the trauma. So he's telling you that it's interesting because it's very symbolic that you have one shoe because he's got one foot here and one foot in heaven. That's kind of what that symbolizes.
Never thought that way.
He's not gone, sweetie. He's talking to you all the time. All the time. He's with your grandma on that side, even grandpa who's a stinky smoker. He's doing this because grandpa's old school. They still smoke around babies on that side. You didn't smoke around the babies down here. He's like, even though you smoke potato up there. And then your grandpa's funny. He's like, you can't kill them twice. Like, he's got a funny sense of humor.
Uh,
They just want you to know, kiddo, everything is okay. Rejection is protection. You are being redirected. I want you to think about this situation that you are in as if you are a giant ship that is being guided through a very narrow passageway. You have to trust your inner guidance system and your loved ones and your guides, and they will guide you right through that. But you got to talk yourself through it. You can't get scared and angry in that situation. You let go of the wheel and you crash. You see what I'm saying? You're not alone in this, I promise you. Watch for the feathers too, because he keeps reminding you that he's with the angels and you have angels all around you. They are literally in control. He's like showing me that bumper sticker. That's for you too. God is in control. And then I get a birthday that's coming up November or so, November, December. Who's got the birthday that's coming up? Because I got the rose, birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year.
We don't, I don't know, November or December.
Towards the end of the year. It could be at the very end of October, but it's
Are
like,
you are you talking about Halloween? That's when the sentencing is now. That's in October.
okay. Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's talking about because he's showing me the rose, which is my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or a special day that happens once a year. And he's putting the rose on that day.
But plus we also have his 1 year anniversary, October 12th.
Thank you. That's what he's talking about. That is an anniversary day that happens once a year. And the fact that it's so close to Halloween, just know that even when you go through that trial, he said, just if you get redirected again, or if something else happens, please know it's for your benefit. It's for our benefit. Justice will come, but don't get tripped up by this. The timing is very important. And he's talking about the pictures. You got pictures of him. He only had one Halloween here, and I don't know if he actually went trick-or-treating. No, he just said two. Did he have two Halloweens?
He was
I know he was only one, but when was he born?
he was born in March 2022.
So he passed right before his second Halloween.
We were gonna do Baby Shark or Paw Patrol for him, and that got screwed up.
He's definitely going this year. He's definitely your sister has children?
My sister Mary, yeah.
Because he said, I'm going with them. I'm like, going with who? He's like, my cousins, I'm going with them. He's going
Mm.
trick-or-treating with them.
Yeah, because Big Brother really doesn't want to go trick or treating. He's 13.
So he would know that. Aw. As soon as you said Big Brother, you know what? Your grandma stepped forward and she goes, we haven't talked about him very much. It's been very focused on everything else going on here, but she put the white blanket around his shoulders and wants you to know that she's watching over him very closely as well. She goes, don't you worry. Stop worrying. It's all good. You're doing a better job than you think you are. She's showing me the pinky finger, which is my symbol for having more parenting and nurturing ability in your pinky finger than some people do in their whole body. Do you understand that? It's like you're worried that he hasn't been getting enough attention or that you've been focused somewhere else. She's like, it's all good. You're doing a great job. And he knows that too. Mm. She took the remote out of his hand though and gave him a puzzle. And I don't think he does
He
puzzles.
he does not.
I
He's
didn't think
always
so.
he wants to play video games or be on his phone.
I know. She just took the remote out of his hands and said, here, do a puzzle. Exercise your brain, kid. He's lucky she's not here. She's being mean babysitter. She's like, I'm not mean.
She loved that kid.
Old school. I know she's trying to exercise his brain. She's still trying to parent him from the other side. Aw, they're pulling their energy back. As soon as you smiled, she's like, okay, thank you. That's what we wanted. We needed that smile. Breathe, kiddo. You got this. This too shall pass. I know it's excruciating to walk through, But just trust that every step of this journey, there's a reason for it. Even if you can't see it right now, that reason will be shown to you later. You will be like, ah, I see why I had to go through that. See what I'm saying?
The post-traumatic stress though has been awful lately. Like I can't breathe worth crap lately.
I know
It's a lot.
I can feel it off of you. I can feel it. That's why even these ladies' grandmas are like Care Bear staring. Everybody's sending you their love energy up here, making sure that you're okay. But it all comes down to, because I'm somebody that's experienced, and I've never lost a child, I'll mind you, so I can't say I've been where you are, but I lost my son's best friend when he was 7. And I have dealt with an enormous amount of trauma in every other way that you can think of for most of my entire life. And the thing that I know about overcoming post-traumatic stress is that you can't let it milk you. You can't milk it. So I want you to think about it as that thought. When you're thinking about it, you're milking that thought. Do you see what I mean? So the trick is to talk back to it. Talk back to the thoughts. Talk back to whatever that energy is that says, you can't do this. This is happening forever. This is too hard. This is taking too long. You talk back and you say, I don't care if it takes until eternity. I will fight for justice for my son. I'm good. You see what I'm saying? You talk back to that voice, and then you plant seeds of positivity, seeds of happiness. If you're finding that you're staying home and that's stuck in your head, get your ass outside. Go do something that takes up all of your mind so that you can't think about it. Do you see what I'm saying? You retrain your thought. You practice milking positive thoughts. Does that make sense? Because those old thoughts are so painful that it's a momentum of speed. It just gets going. Think about a train going 100 miles an hour down a track. You can't just stop it on a dime. It has to slow down, and then you get them going the opposite direction. Does
Yeah,
that make
well, that's
sense?
the problem. I keep envisioning that night like it was yesterday,
I know.
and it's suffocating. It's terrible.
I can't even imagine. This is why they're sending you so many angels and stuff all around you. And then these guys, his grandmother and the gentleman that's standing over there, they said, see why we wanted her to go first? See why we wanted her to go first?
I purposely came today to talk to Timmy and Grandma and everybody because I've been struggling.
I know, hon. That's the second we sat down. Boom, right there. It's going to definitely, you know how they say time heals all wounds?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It's what you do with the time that heals those wounds, sweetie. It's what you say in your house, or I mean in your head. When I say that you can't let yourself milk those thoughts, I know this is a very piss poor example, but it's the closest thing I can do to explain what I'm talking about, okay? Is that situation I just described with Fleabag Motel that literally traumatized me in ways that I can't even describe. I couldn't close my eyes. I still have trouble closing my eyes. Every time I get an itch, I'm like, everywhere. I can't. And no matter how hard I try, and I'm an expertly trained at this, when I close my eyes, I feel them all over me. So instead of laying there and battling that, as soon as it's clear to me that that's winning, I get up, walk around. I will go do something else with my time for a few minutes. I'll put a TV show on. I will say to myself, no. I walked myself in the mirror and I said, Tracy, you're here now. You're not there. You're here now. And we're not thinking about it in that way. We're thinking about it in this way. And I've purposefully controlled my thought. Do you see what I'm saying? And slowly but surely, you are able to gain control of this again. Does that make sense? But you have to fight back. It's thoughts. You know how on TV shows they show you have an angel and a devil on each shoulder? You literally do. So I want you to think about that negative voice and that negative thoughts and those painful images that you keep seeing in your head. And I want you to tell them where to go and how to get there. And I want you to say, he is safe. He is not suffering. And I do not deserve to keep seeing that in my head. Thank you, God, for giving me whatever I need to remove that from my head and see only positive. Thank you for the positive. Thank you for knowing he's okay on the other side, etc., etc., etc. You got to talk back. And you got to literally milk the positive, purposefully think of the positive. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's going to take some time and practice. I wish that there was a magic button that I could give you that would take that all away. But what I can promise you is that if you keep talking to them and to God, that they will keep aligning in your world anything that you need. So if you're struggling to get those thoughts out, then you say, God, send me what I need to fill my mind with positive. Send me what I need to be able to feel peace over this, and watch how those situations will align in your world. But you got to ask for what you need to overcome the challenge. And if you're saying, I can't get this out of my head, I can't get it out of my head, then the universe goes, she can't get it out of her head. Give it to her more in her head. Boom, 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 boom. You get it in your head. So no more saying I can't get it out of my head. No more saying it's hard. You're going to go, you know what? It's a challenge, but I got this. You got to spin it in your mind. And as soon as you get used to talking back to that voice, it's a weak coward. It disappears and you start getting control, and then you get going positive momentum in the other direction. It's going to take time, but they are going to help you out. And when you feel like you've been set back and you need another sign, they will place it there directly in front of you in a big old bumper sticker. God's in control. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I promise it's going to be okay. Keep talking to them, and just know that your son hears you. He hears everything that you're saying. He's absolutely okay, and he's going to help you. It feels like that's kind of why he brought you to me, so that he can help you through this one step at a time. And he's like, today is literally that step, the shoe. I want you to understand, Mom, that you have my shoe here, and I have the other shoe in heaven. I have one foot in heaven and one foot on earth, because I'm forever going to be in both places. Always. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You feel a little bit better about that shoe?
Yeah. So now I'm gonna have to go buy new Nikes.
And you're going to love them, and you're going to put them like bookcase things or whatever. They're going to be the most beautiful decorative ornaments you've ever had in shoes. And they're going to represent your son still here in spirit and what he can do, because you're going to ask him to bring you the Nikes. You pick out the shoes, buddy, and you make it so dramatically in my face that it is mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. When these shoes align in my path so big, so dramatic, I feel it here, and I see the discount or the alignment, which you will, I will know you are still here. And then you're going to get used to communicating with him in a different way, and that will start to help to alleviate some of the pain. Because I always say this, it doesn't take away from the fact that they're not here in the physical. Kind of like if they moved to Germany, you wouldn't be able to physically talk to them anymore, physically see them or touch them or kiss them, but you would just find a new way to communicate, which is better than them being dead and gone. So think of him in an invisible Germany. And he's still finding a new way to communicate with you. It doesn't take away all the pain of them not being here in the physical, but it is so much better than them being gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, honey. I'm going to let them pull their energy back, but please keep talking to them and asking them for whatever it is that you need help with, and they're going to keep lining it up. Your grandma just gave you bubble bath. Do you ever take baths?
No.
She's
I'm
giving
guessing she wants me to.
Well, she's giving you all of the things that kind of make you feel cozy and warm. She's putting some Epsom salts in there. She even threw some rose petals in there. She's heating a warm bath, a little bit of baby oil. That's what I used to do when I was younger. Shave your legs with baby oil. You'll never feel anything softer in your life, let me tell you. Here nor there, she's filling up a warm bath and wanting you to just soak and relax all the tensions. Just relax. They've got this. Okay. I'm going to
Yeah.
let them pull their energy back now, hun.
Thank you. That helped a lot.
Good. All right. These are sisters I have here, correct? You guys might as well talk at the same time because you have a lot of the same loved ones on the other side. And as soon as I come to you, it starts to get really hot. Spirit has heat. You know how when you get a lot of bodies in the room, it gets really hot? When you get a lot of souls in the room, it gets really warm as well. Are you guys ready to do this? Now, I always say this to people when I do these live readings because I don't have a whole hour here with you or anything. So do you, and especially when there's this many loved ones on the other side, do you have a focus? Is there somebody that you want me to focus on? I know I got a lot of souls here and I got a gentleman and an older female, but who do you guys want me to focus on?
Maddie, well, so today's our mom's birthday and she's passed away. So if she's coming through,
I'm in
Also,
trouble
my
now.
my sister was like really connected to our grandmother as well, who passed away. So if she comes through too, I'm like open to either or.
Okay, so I'm not in trouble here. Ha! Okay, because I've been saying grandma this whole time. Because I remember I said I got this really warm, nurturing mother figure that's here, and I'm like, it's grandma. She's going one above. So I sometimes when the energies are very similar, then I just feel them as like together, the same energy. So when you say our mom's on the other side, I was like, oh shit, have I been calling you grandma this whole time? And then you're like, and my sister was real close to grandma. She's like, no, we're just together. And you know what? I think this is your mom that I'm seeing, not a father figure, but all I keep hearing is dad, 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 dad. So she's definitely talking about the father figure here. No, hold on a second. Let's do the connection exercise. She told me that I'm mixing this up and we haven't even gotten the connection exercise started yet. Is your dad still here in the physical world?
yeah,
And hers is on that side, isn't he?
no, hers is here too.
Okay. So that's what's confusing me. Let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay. All right, a little bit of a big puzzle dump. So, are you ready? Here we go. Mom steps forward right away. She jumps up and down, showing me energy, how much energy she has and mobility she has. I see the body scan, which is my symbol for more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. She shows me taking off the body like I'm taking off a wet bathing suit, which is like I'm so done with that thing. It's like I could not get any more quality of life out of that. I see the holding of the hand, which is my symbol that there was somebody with me when I took my last breath. I got mom and dad on the other side. I definitely see them step forward holding hands, but all I hear is dad, 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 dad. So she's definitely putting the white blanket around the father figure's shoulders. That's here. She gave him the yellow and the red rose. The yellow rose is my symbol for friendship. The red is my symbol for love and sometimes can be birthday. But very often when I see the yellow rose, it can mean that they were separated or divorced here in the physical world. Excuse me. She's very much taken me through the breath. I'm struggling to breathe a little bit. And she's showing me my symbol for communication. I got disfiguring feeling all over my body, which tells me that she did not look at the end the way that she did in life. Was this cancer? Did mom have cancer? This is what I feel like. Everything's just breaking down. I feel like I'm struggling to breathe at the very end. I can't quite communicate, but I know that you're there. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
She's telling people to leave her feet alone. Were you guys, am I right in understanding that you guys were all with her as she was in the hospital room? And what is with the feet? Did somebody keep covering up her feet or what is with the feet?
Possibly. I mean, at the end, she was pretty like incapacitated, that she couldn't speak and she was unconscious or like in and out of consciousness. So we were kind of doing whatever we thought she needed, but my mom was very like, you know,
Yeah.
she used to get hot when she'd sleep. So sometimes she'd rip the blankets off and other times she'd get cold and put them back on.
So she's not any of those things on the other side now. She's absolutely free on that side of all of that pain throughout the body. It must have went on for some time because I feel the throat chakra open. I feel like she wished she could have told you sooner. Did she not tell you guys until the very end?
I don't think she told us how much pain she was in. Like she should have been on palliative care a lot sooner than she was.
That's why. She didn't want you guys to worry. That's what she's telling me, opening up the throat chakra and going back and saying, I wish I could have showed you this sooner. I wish I could have told you this sooner. Are you guys in different cities or places? She's loving this. She's like, I'm in two places at once. I'm in two places at once.
No, we're in the same house actually, but our other sister is in her own space in a different house.
So she knows that. You say a different house. Is it the same city though?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to a new city tomorrow. Maybe she's referring to that. I don't know.
When you say, let me tell you, they respond when you say that. And she showed me the suitcase. She showed me the ticket. She's like, yeah, I'm going with you.
Yeah, we're going to New York City tomorrow for a road trip.
I definitely feel like she had something to do with this because she's showing me every sign for synchronicity, coincidence, alignment. Did this trip just kind of line up like unexpectedly or just like voila? Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't very well planned. It happened.
It didn't just happen. Your mom happened. You understand that she's in non-physical energy and that's how they communicate. They line you up. They use synchronicity and alignment to put you in the right place at the right moment so that you receive what they want you to receive, the message or the validation they want you to receive. And clearly mom wants a vacation. Were her and dad separated before she passed?
Yeah.
This is why she keeps giving him the yellow rose.
What does
See,
a yellow rose mean?
it means friendship, but it also usually means that they were separated or divorced before they passed. But she's offering friendship there. She's giving peace. I see the heart going around the two of them, which is my symbol for healing and reconnection. She's definitely got healing on the other side. Now that she's over there, there's no pain. There's no bitterness. There's no anger. She's making it clear that she's offering friendship. Had they fixed things kind of like, were they at a
They
place?
were really good friends.
That's what I mean. Like she's very much showing me friendship, friendship, friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All afternoon, I've been hearing this song and it's blaring in my head right now. And I think it's for the grandmother figure. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Have you ever heard that song?
Yes, in Vacation Bible School, Madison.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
We've been
Here's
talking about that a lot
what I
lately. Vacation Bible School.
So this is what I mean. They hear what you are talking about. When I say they're going to bring up randomly specific things, that's what I mean. They know that you've been talking about that. So when I connect with them, they're going to sing me the songs that you were singing there so that you know they were here, they were there listening to that conversation when you were having it. Your grandma, it's interesting. She just went to you and showed me the brain scoop. She doesn't want you to think of something a certain way. And there is no goodbyes. Did you not get a chance to get there to see her before she passed or something? As grandma steps forward, she's like, I don't want you to think of it that way. There's no goodbyes. I'm right here.
So I was in a different city when she passed away, and but she did pass away suddenly, so like nobody really did get to say goodbye, like even though my sister was with her.
Patty, you were in a different country.
Oh, country, yeah, sorry. No, I was in
You were
Canada.
I thought you were Mexico.
Yeah, I think I was in Halifax.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. She doesn't want you to feel sad about that. She wants you to know that that was kind of cool because the thing about spirit is we think when they're dead that they can go wherever the heck they want. That's not how it works. They are bound by the love bonds. They go where you go. So when she passed and you're in like Halifax or Mexico or wherever it is, she's like, bing, I'm there. Oh, this is cool. Instant travel.
So
She's
it's weird that you say that because I was really into meditation at the time and I was meditating that morning and I saw her dancing with my grandfather who had already passed away, and I looked at my boyfriend at the time and I'm like, I think my grandma is gonna die. I don't know why she's not sick, but I just saw her with my grandpa in my meditation, and then I got a phone call like 3 hours later that she had passed like of a heart attack suddenly.
She came to tell you that she was dancing in the sky. Literally, I'm hearing the song Dancing in the Sky.
Yeah.
You heard that song?
I don't know actually.
When we're done, look it up because it's a beautiful song. I'm pretty sure you must have heard it. That's literally the song that she's singing right now as she's dancing away. It's funny because your grandfather, as she steps forward with him, is he a lot taller than her? I see a big height difference.
Opposite.
She's
He's a
taller
lot
than
shorter.
him.
Yeah, she was taller than him.
All I know is as she pulls him forward, I see a height difference. And so they're showing me the height difference. So that's specific.
It's really funny.
She doesn't care. She loves that man so much. It's not even funny. I just see huge relief to be reunited with him on that side. So was he there for a long time before her?
Only a few years.
Doesn't matter. Those must have been hard years. Sometimes that relief, like that overwhelming relief, is like it could have been a day. And it's like, oh, thank God he's back. That love, you can't mistake that love. Do you know what I mean? Why is he showing me a mailbox? What are you showing me here? Did they live on a farm or a property or something? I'm seeing an old mailbox. You know what I mean? With the thing that goes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did live on a farm at one point.
Oh, your grandpa's funny. I apologize to everybody that's listening. Do not freak out about this, but this is what he just said. Remember how I said that they're bound by the love bonds? Your grandfather loved that farm.
He did.
Guess what that means? The new owners might have a friend from time to time because the dead can go where the love bond is. So if he loved that farm, his soul still walks the halls of that farm sometimes. And I bet you he's having fun with the new owners. Are they family?
Yeah.
Because he's like very sarcastically enjoying himself, and they don't usually haunt strangers in ways like that. They're funny, but they will go where the love goes. Some family's got to be still there because he's jumping at them, he's surprising them, he's like bossing them around. It feels like they're doing things, they're changing things, and he's like, we can't do it that way, do it my way. It just feels like he's like tripping them up in certain ways, just making sure that they know he's there. Do you know what I mean?
So funny.
Totally him. 100%.
That's so funny. There's something about the gates or the latches. Is there like cows and animals there?
Yeah, there are. I just don't know if they still are, but they definitely were when he was around and running the farm.
I don't know what the story is with that, but it's something to do with the latch or the gate. That's funny. Grandma pushes them away. She's like, get out of here. It's our turn. They just gave you guys the rose, birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. That who's got the birthday that just passed or is coming up?
Maddie.
It is in a couple of days.
So she's wishing you a happy birthday.
Oh, tell her I say thank you.
She's like showing me this was the closest she could align this. She couldn't get it exactly on your birthday, but she got it as close as she possibly could. She's giving you banana bread. What's with banana bread?
I've been craving banana bread lately, and I keep buying massive stacks of bananas because I want some.
She's like, I'm hoping no one will eat these so they'll go bad so we can make banana bread.
You guys have literally been talking about that recently?
Yeah, I just keep buying a bunch of bananas.
So your mom wants me to tell you the banana hack that I just found out on TikTok, and I felt really stupid when I found this out. I'm like, how did I never think of this before? You freeze your bananas, right?
Yeah.
With the banana peel, right?
Yes.
And then how complicated is that when you take out the frozen banana and I have to try to take it out of the peel? Stop doing that. Get a Ziploc bag, peel the banana, put the bananas in the Ziploc bag, and then put it in the freezer. Do you know how much freaking easier that is to pop it
Oh my
out? Boom, boom,
gosh.
boom.
Yes.
Do you
That's
see
so
what I'm
smart.
saying? I felt so
Yes.
stupid when I saw that on TikTok. Your mom's like, tell her the banana trick. Tell her, tell her, tell her, tell her, tell her. You never have to deal with that nasty, stinky, rotten banana peel ever again. Peel it before you put them in the freezer. Put them in a Ziploc bag. You're good to go.
Agreed.
The reason why you're craving banana bread is because your mom's craving banana bread and because she wants you to make banana bread. And when you make banana bread, any food actually, she can taste it because she's energy, and you tasting food is you sensing the energy of food. So her energy can feel your energy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Don't forget, I see two loaves. Like I see one plain, one chocolate chip.
Yeah, probably because my son likes it without chocolate chips.
Oh boy, my boy, my boy, my boy, my boy. That's all I hear. 2 plus 1. Do you have 2 or 3 kids?
So I have one son, but my sister has two.
Too. And we all lived in the same house.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting, because that's what she showed me. 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1. So she's, and when you guys say we're all living in the same house, she puts the heart around the both of you and is like, yeah, this makes her so happy. She shows me that scene from The Grinch where the Grinch stole Christmas and his heart beats out of his chest. It's like 10 sizes too big. It's like she's kind of laughing at the irony. I feel like you guys didn't get along as well when you were kids, but she's like, who knew? They're living together now.
Yeah.
Who just lost their tooth? I'm seeing the tooth fairy.
Tanner.
Oh, my little guy just lost his first tooth, like literally just a couple days ago.
You see that I can't know this stuff? That your mama is watching over and she's not missing a single thing on the other side. She wanted you to hear this message up here as well, because she wants you guys to remember how to ask for help and how to ask for their presence. Not because you can't do stuff on your own, but because when you ask for a sign or a symbol or their presence in your life and they align it in such a way that it's mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance, you feel their presence, not their absence. Does that make sense? Did somebody dance? Is somebody in ballet? I don't know if she's showing me you guys as a little girl or you have a little girl that's in dance or ballet. I keep seeing like dance and ballet, and I don't know what I'm seeing.
So I actually really want to take dance classes. I don't know if it's that or my sister used to dance, but
I think it's a little both because I'm seeing a little girl. So when that was you, what's the name? Danique. Is it Danique? See, the other girl pronounces it Danica. Is it Danica?
Yeah.
You guys are just messing with my head. Spelt the same way, pronounced completely different. So forgive me if I say it wrong. Is it ballet? Because I see the whole little tutu and everything.
Yeah.
And what's funny is your mom this is the message. She's like showing me you in this little tutu. And then when you say, I want to dance now, she's like, took you long enough. I couldn't convince you when you were a kid. Now you're all grown up and you want to dance.
yes.
It's almost like she tried to get you to dance as a kid too, but you wanted no part of it.
Yeah, I did not. I used to mess around in the classes, and then she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then I started playing hockey, but now I want to dance.
This is what she says. She's like, took you long enough. I tried to get her to dance as a kid. She wouldn't have no part of it. Is your dad remarried?
No, they're just dating.
I would say pretty much though. They're like common law, sorry.
I always say that the wrong way. I don't mean just married. I mean, does your dad have somebody new in his world? Because mom is talking about the lady by his side.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I can feel that your parents were separated for quite some time. The energy that she has around this lady is interesting. So let me try to find the right words for this. I have a saying that I say to my kids, whatever floats your boat. You understand what that means? Whatever floats your boat. It just means whatever makes you happy. Whatever is going to make you happy. There's a feeling around this woman like, well, whatever makes them happy. But at the same time, she puts a heart around this woman, which means healing or reconnection. I think what she's trying to say, because there's a feeling of like trying to encourage connection. It's like she's saying it's, I'm trying to be careful how I say this because
It's okay. You can just say it.
Yeah,
Say it
just say it.
bluntly.
even if she's not everybody's favorite, I'm so glad that she's in your world right now. She's never going to be me, but whatever floats your boat, whatever makes dad happy, as long as everybody can be healed and connected at the same time.
Mm.
Does that
I
make
feel like,
sense?
yeah, that's probably for me. I have a really hard time connecting with new people, but especially like partners that my dad has had.
There we go. That's just it right there. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is this thing? Because I know they've been separated for some time. So in my head, I'm like, why are you saying it like that? Like, why are you bringing that up? Like,
Well, there's a few different things too. Like, also, it is my dad's boss that he's dating, and like was
They
his
work
boss
together.
previously when they were married. So I think there's some emotion there too.
Yeah, like, yeah.
so that's why she's bringing it up the way she's bringing it. Whatever floats your boat, man. You do your thing. As long as it makes him happy, then she doesn't want you to worry about it. It's like, not that she's, I want to be careful how I say this, because it's not that she's giving you permission to like this girl. But I think what she's saying is that this girl's not an evil person who's going to try to hurt you guys. This is not like a misintention thing. It's just an interesting situation. She's not offended on the other side. And she just wants you guys to have a mother figure still in your world. Not that that woman will ever be a mother to you, but oh, she's funny. She goes, but we all know dad can't be alone. We all know he's not good by himself. Burnt toast. Your dad's not a good cook, huh?
Not
He
really.
doesn't cook so well.
My mom used to eat her toast burnt, actually. So I don't know. She used to like burnt toast. So maybe she's trying to say,
That's so
know.
funny. Well, she's giving burnt toast to your dad, so I assumed his wife wasn't a good cook.
oh, so his new girlfriend's not a good cook. She's a terrible cook.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Usually that's what burnt toast means to me. And when I said it means she's not a good cook, and you said, but mom liked her toast burnt, she's like, shh, never mind that. Don't tell them that. I'm using it as a symbol that it's a bad cook. What do you mean? Don't tell them that. Because your mom's a good cook. She's very much defending that. I was a good cook. Don't make them think I'm a bad cook. Even if she liked burnt toast. That's that older generation that would eat anything. I don't know if she really liked it or she just said she liked it, so we didn't waste it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have her jewelry? She's showing me the ring. Somebody's got mom's ring. And then I see necklaces. Do we have her ashes in jewelry?
No, actually.
So I'm seeing necklaces specifically and a ring. Do you guys have mom's jewelry?
Not really. She didn't really have any. The only piece of jewelry that I
Jess
have.
does, doesn't she?
Pardon?
Jess has her ring, doesn't she?
Well, her ring. Oh, like her mom ring. Yeah. And I had her necklace after she passed away, and it was St. Anthony.
Got ya. It's interesting. Your mom goes, and I have it in heaven now. Did you lose the necklace?
It broke.
Which is even more funny because that means it died here in the physical world, which is why your mom's got it in heaven. So she said, now, if you could just go out and buy another one, then you will still feel my presence in it. Remember how we told Christina how to buy the shoes from her son? Your mom's like, now I want you to do that, but she's showing me 2 necklaces. She wants you guys both to have one from her. So put it out there. And it feels like, it's funny that you say the sister has like a family ring, right? Because I'm seeing jewels. So it would not surprise me if she lines you up with a necklace that has like your birthstone or something in it, or her birthstone, something like that. I'm seeing birthstones. All I know is if you say, all right, mom, you want me to have a necklace from you? Line it up in my world so dramatically that it gets my attention and that I will know that it's from you. Line it up, give it to her, and watch how that lines up in your world, because then this is what I mean when I say they're not actually gone. When you tell them what you need to see and then they line it up in your world like that, try convincing yourself they're dead and gone. Every time you talk to them, you get an answer, not with speech, but in this way. Do you see what I'm saying? She showed me a graduation, and the grandma is showing me the graduation as well. They attended a graduation in spirit. Who graduated after she passed?
Oh, me. I was like, no, I don't know. Like, it was me. But Maddie, you too.
I know
Yeah,
some did.
later. But I never had a graduation ceremony thing. I don't know.
During
It's the same.
COVID, right?
No, it was just my school I went to. They just were horrible. They didn't have one.
That's why it feels like COVID, because that's what happened to my kid. He just didn't get one.
Yeah, that's awful. I feel like you need to get that celebration to make it worth it.
Do you need a new computer or something? She's giving you like a keyboard or something.
I was thinking about getting one for my son, but I have a decent computer.
So again, if you're thinking about something, your mom's going to bring it up because you haven't told anyone about that. She said she can see a deal that you can't see. She can see that before you even get there. So she's like, ask me for help with that. I'll line you up with it. I'll help you with that.
Okay.
Again, she's talking about how great it is that you guys are in the same house. Are we on different floors?
Yes.
She's like, the only way this is working is because they have their space up here and they have their space down here. This works. But it's kind of like my adult children and I all live together so that we can afford to live in this world right now. It's like both of you guys being together is helping each other so that you can afford to live in this world right now. But then I hear first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby in the baby carriage. Who's married? Or this is interesting. So this is my symbol for struggle or challenge in a relationship. I don't know if somebody's getting divorced or is in the middle of a relationship challenge. Do you see what I'm saying?
So I just separated from my partner, and then my sister is married. So yeah.
But are you in the middle? Okay, you're the sister that's married. Are you in the middle of a challenging relationship right now as well?
Kind of. I mean, kind of.
Your mom's like, she's like, that's okay. We don't have to spell it all out. She just wants you to know that she sees everything going on. And I think it's really important. She's emphasizing that she knows what's going on in both of your lives and how important it is that you guys are here as a support for each other right now.
I appreciate
She's definitely not letting dad's side of the family get through right now. I feel like they tried to come through and she pushed them back. Does dad's mom on the other side as well?
That's who you've been
Oh,
talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another grandmother figure that's coming through and is hurting my head right now. That's like, I feel this tight band going around my head. So that's either stress, pressure, stroke, aneurysm, something like this. But there's a mother figure coming forward. I assumed that the mother figure I was talking to was her mom because she's very close with that grandmother figure that's on the other side. They don't feel like my ex-in-laws. This is mom. She introduced her as mom. I brought mom with me. So they must have been still close before grandma passed.
Yeah.
Is your mom's mom on the other side as well, or is this her grandma that she's bringing forward? It's got to be her grandma then.
it. It must be her
Yeah.
grandmother. We didn't know her very well.
Do you know how she passed?
No.
It's interesting when they give you a detail like that because sometimes they will give you a detail about a family member you don't know very much about so that when you ask your family and they confirm that, then they'll be like, how do you know about that? You can say mom told you. That'll mess with them. And the dog, did you hear the dog? I don't know if you guys heard that, but I really loudly heard the dog bark and she's like, yes, I got the dog. So somebody lost the dog not that long ago as well. It feels like within the last couple of years. Is this you guys or the sister?
Like lost a dog, like a pet.
Yes.
So our dad's dog died.
Oh, that makes sense when she's saying to the side. I'm like, is this you guys or the sister? Because she's like the guy to the side, to the side, to the side. So your dad's dog's on the other side. So she's got the dog for dad as well. But her grandmother very much is watching over the mother figure here. So if her mom is still here, as soon as I try to go to that energy, I get raspy in the throat. Has she had some breathing issues recently, or do you understand the breathing?
She's been very, very sick lately, like with a lot of different things.
I can
Can't
feel it.
swallow.
I mean, I can feel it all right here in my throat. And so I think this is why your mom is bringing through her her mom's mom, because she wants you guys to know that they're all watching over grandma right now as well. Slow that down. Aw, she's so proud of you guys. So dramatically proud of you guys. Remember how I was telling Christina earlier to think about it in a different way and to be careful to talk back to the thoughts that are in your head and stuff like that? That's for you guys too. It's not an accident that who shows up for these readings and the fact that there's only like 3 of you here tonight. That's not an accident. Spirit lines up the people that can get the most out of the messages that are being delivered. And your mom is making me feel like she really wants you guys to have this navigational wisdom, because neither one of you are stuck. Neither one of you, and especially you, honey, when you say that you are separated or single right now, you are not stuck. You might be redirected a little bit, but you are never stuck, and they will always guide you from where you are to where you want to go. You got to ask them for their help though, and you got to ask them for whatever supports or tools you need to make it through this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
She said, this too shall pass. I'm seeing a lot of chocolate. It's interesting. We're all girls here. Everybody, other people are going to see this later, but the only time I crave chocolate is a certain time of month. I don't get that time of month anymore, but she's giving you guys chocolate. So I don't know if we're approaching somebody's time or what. All I know is mom's feeding the girls chocolate. She's like, I'm here. Mom's got chocolate.
Yeah, on your time of the month, Danica.
It just,
I am.
right now, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
right now.
See, she knows. I know that's very specific and kind of gross, but she's like, I don't care. I know that you've been in pain. I can feel the cramps, and I haven't had cramps in 4 years. So if I'm feeling cramps, it's not for me. And so she's given these things to just validate that she knows what you're going through right now. She's with you right now. Everything you say, everything you do, she's with you, she hears you. It is literally impossible for you to think about her if she's not there. Because when you think of her, then she talks right back. When you think of her, it is your heart interpreting the vibration of the energy around you. I say this in my readings all the time, and she wants me to say it again, so I'll say it again. Our senses interpret the different vibrational energy that is all around us. Your eyes will pick up different vibrations than your nose understands. Your nose will pick up vibrations your ears do not understand. And so your loved ones, well, let me say this in a better way. So, for example, if you walk into a room and you smell poop, you don't just think, oh, well, I'm just remembering the smell of poop. Oh, that's weird. It's just in my head for some reason. If your nose is picking up the vibration of poop, even if your eyes can't see it and your ears can't hear it, you're looking for it because you know it's there somewhere. If I could smell it, it's here. That's what your sensors are for, is to sense the variations of vibrations in the world around you. Following me? So when your mom is around and your grandma's around and they're right here talking to you, your heart senses that energy through your other senses, not physical, sometimes the physical, but usually through your heart. And your heart will experience that as a memory. It'll experience that here. That's why you're thinking about it. It's like You step in the room and you're like, why am I thinking about mom? Because she's right there. If you step in a room and you're smelling poop, it's because that's right there, even if you can't see it. When you're thinking of mom, she's right there, even if you can't see it. It is literally impossible for you to walk in a room and smell shit if it isn't there. It is literally impossible for you to be thinking of mom if she's not there. Does that make sense? And your grandma's singing This Little Light of Mine. There's a reason that they're singing those Bible camp stories around you and that you guys are talking about that again. It's because light is coming into your world again. They're trying to fill you guys up with hope and with light. Sometimes we have to walk through dark pathways and we have to have a lot of faith before we get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But this little light of mine is a reminder to follow your heart, follow what is right, follow the love. You guys even moving in together is following the love. It's an answer that helps each other. It's so funny. She keeps coming back to this. Like she's amazed and blown away that you guys are living together. It's like this would never have flown 10 years ago. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's an answer that you never would have thought possible even 10 years ago, but it's bringing so much more light and clarity into your world. She won't elaborate on that, and I think part of that is because you're still in it. This one over here, you're still in this a little bit. What she's trying to say to you is that where there is light, you can be led. She gave you the Japan plate, the plate from Japan. I'm going to try to say this more clear. Slow down so I don't sound like blah, blah, blah. In Japan, they have this custom where if we break something, we put it back together with liquid gold so that when it's restored, it's worth more than it was when it was broken. Your relationship right now, I don't feel like it's over. I don't feel like it's where you want it to be, but it feels like it's in the process of mending. Does that make sense? She's making me feel like if you keep working on it and you ask her for help, and if it's what you both want, that it will mend and it will be worth more after it's mended than it was before it was broken. But it goes the other way too. If this is something that's never going to be able to mend, then she will help guide you towards somebody that will help you put your heart back together. Because I'm seeing that mended no matter what. She's thanking you guys. I see the writing. Did you guys get a tattoo for her? I see Love Mom. So either somebody got a tattoo for her with the writing, or we have a letter or card or something that says Love Mom. I'm seeing Love Mom. Why am I seeing that?
I did get a tattoo for her on my arm, but it doesn't say Love Mom on it. It's just like a lotus flower.
So that's who's got the card or the letter from her? She's literally showing me handwriting.
I do, yeah.
Have you been thinking about getting a tattoo for her as well?
Yes. So we're going to New York City, and I literally said I'm gonna get a tattoo. And I just couldn't decide. I said I'm just gonna decide when I get there. But I did keep thinking about her handwriting.
I'm telling you, this is what she's showing me. Love Mom. Aww. And she loves that you chose the lotus flower, because do you know what the lotus flower represents?
Like working through the mud to bloom.
The lotus flower is the only flower that blooms in crap or mud or gunk. It can bloom in anything. So when you choose a lotus flower, it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. It means that you will overcome. It is literally it's the incense that I chose to burn for you guys tonight. I have a case of like 50 different types of incenses. And before every reading, I pick one or two that match the energy that I'm going to be working in, that I can feel. And then I burn that one. And tonight I literally chose lotus. And you have that lotus flower. It symbolizes that even though she was sick for so long and she was in pain for so long, she has risen above the ashes and she's blooming on that side. And you will too. This scenario that you are in right now, you are blooming even though you are leaving behind all the muck and moving into the most beautiful bloom of your life. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Know that she's literally, as she's pulling her energy back, she's like reminding me that she's got her suitcase packed and that she's going with you. So keep telling her things to give you signs to show up along the way. Watch for those synchronicities and alignments in your world, and you're going to feel her the entire trip. Not just the dimes, but and the birds. Um, there's something about pumpkins. Did you guys just carve pumpkins? I know it's coming up Halloween, but she gave you pumpkins.
Yeah, she used to call us pumpkin, or at least me.
Beep. Did you hear that? Did you hear that honk? So I have to stop there because this is how spirit communicates. So literally, she's teaching you her language. When you say something and then you hear a bing, a ding, a car honk, whatever it is, that's spirit's way of putting an exclamation point on whatever you just said. So when I said, "Why is she giving you pumpkins?" and you say, "That's what she used to call me," beep. You see what I'm saying? She just emphasized that. It's exactly what she means. So she sends you pumpkins every time she wants you to feel that she's around, not just Halloween. If you don't know that she's sending you those signs, that when they show up, you won't know that's her. So I don't know if you will resonate with this yet, because if you don't know to watch for the sign, it probably would have meant nothing to you at the time. But I see her lining you up with pumpkins in like June, like January. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. My kids love pumpkin pie, so I make it all year round. So I always, whenever they ask for it, I'm like, where am I going to find pumpkin in June or July or
And
whenever?
then you do. She will always line you right up with it, let me tell you. Aw. Okay. She's pulling her energy back. Please let Dad know she's got the dog. As she pulls her energy back, let him know I got his dog. That's literally how she says it. I don't think she's the biggest dog fan, but she needs you guys to know, or she needs him to know the darn dog is safe and at peace on the other side. I got his dog, okay? Can you make sure he gets that message? That's usually they're all like, I got the dog. Your mom's like, I got the dog.
She actually does not like dogs, which is so
I
funny you say that.
I don't think she likes him a huge amount on the other side, but she's tolerating it so that she can caretake for the dog that your dad loved. Keep talking to her, you guys. Talk to her that whole trip. Ask her to give you signs that are so big and dramatic that you can't pass them off as fluke, random, or chance. And keep talking to her, and she will keep talking back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, they're pulling their energy back. I hope that this was helpful, you guys. I love these little groups because it means I can take a little bit longer with each and every one of you. And I love that.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You guys have a great rest of your night, okay?
You
You as
too.
well.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.